Come on, YouTube. Get this going. Okay, here we go. Wait a few moments to get the word out, see if anybody shows up. Hello! I'll be getting things going in a moment here. I don't know if the game audio is too loud. I did in verses, so it didn't start the fucking the tutorial video. I don't have a save file on this, so I'm going to have to start one. And I think I'm going to begin with Ayug. Ayug is, you know, kind of bog standard. You can't really start the Xeon. Well, the Xeon one's just a little hard. It's very clear that it's better to just start with, I haven't played this game in a while, so but it's much better to start with either Ayug or Titans in this game. All the Xeon missions are late game or late timeline.
Is this some kind of weapon I've never seen before? Comprehend the power that's flowing through my body.
I haven't played this game probably for 4 months. I get my bearings. It plays like a fighting game in high frames. When you hit people, you're vulnerable for them. So you can't really just shoot it. All of the timelines start with the controls like this.
What's wrong? Why isn't it moving?
You just have to fight with happiness. You know, plays a cutscene. It's very spoiler heavy. If you haven't seen Zeta Gundam or you haven't finished Zeta Gundam, this is just total spoiler. So, especially for the Xeon route.
Rocco, is it finally over?
But yeah, as I was saying, didn't want to interrupt the brilliant cutscenes in this game too much. But for the Xeon route, that's the one I started with because I wanted to use the Cubely and all that. It gives away what happens in Double Zeta, which, though it's pretty obvious what happens in Double Zeta, I was still like, damn. The game certainly presumes that you've seen at least Zeta. If you've seen Double Zeta, they don't really seem to care. Now, the reason that this game is a little more memorable compared to Federation vs. Xeon, which came before it, is because of this timeline stuff. And if we have some luck, I should be able to get some of the more zany shit to happen in the timeline. But for now, we just have to do the standard missions,
Camille, be done. Let's do
going
it.
through the timeline without any changes. You unlock more characters, and you unlock more rounds that you play. You can't switch between AU titans.
Yes, I am. I'm ready. I hate the Federation, and I hate those arrogant Titan snobs even more.
Alright, I'm sure you keep your eyes wide open.
Titan round.
Right behind you.
Not the standard round, but the perfect round.
Why did you get in my way?
So that means Haman, Xeon, I'm pretty sure. And that means Camino for AU and Jared.
Got my way.
Once you do that, you don't have to save. Do a line if you want to keep doing that. It's kind of a quality of life that you get to unlock. Because this is a PS2. Like I haven't played this in a while, but the main source of difficulty in this game is either a time limit or enemies have a lot of health, especially in the later stages. Other difficulties from flying through the scenario without we're going to get to a point where we don't want 4 to die, and that can be a little difficult. It will take us a while to kill everything, and because we're not getting rid of 4, he's going to kill the ally that you have. And if your ally dies quite a few times,
Camille here. I'm
it's
returning.
game over. You lose the mission.
Camille, be done. Let's do it. It started. Take that! Come up from the sky!
Not bad. Goodbye, you pests.
I had no idea.
Got a Mark II. Probably
It's dangerous!
Not much of an improvement. What is it?
That means you're going to use up a lot of ammo. Like one shot, firing that shot, and
I'm not about to let myself be pulled in by the Earth's gravity well. I'll let the reinforcements take care of the rest.
the enemies and the bosses have lots of HP. You have to waste quite a bit for your energy. But it's kind of much bigger. You don't really have to worry about any of that. As long as you're stationary, you hit the attack key when you're out of ammo. Doesn't mean it's the funnest, but it's pretty effective. I didn't even know about this when I first started playing the game. I thought it was never recharged, so I wasn't using it.
Why did you get in my way?
like a lot of these PS2 games, well, mecha PS2 games in particular, when you first start playing the game, it's incredibly easy. Now that might just be because I've played this game to like 200-something% completion on my other computer, but all the early stages are very easy. It's the same with the Votom's game, which I haven't beat. I'll have to get that ISO for my old computer because it's not really anywhere online. It's not on any of the PS2 like ROM archives you'd expect it to be.
How many are
I'd
there?
actually get it off with a Google Drive link.
This is what Earth's gravity feels like.
The mobile suit has a name attached to it. It has a lot more health. If it doesn't, you die immediately in one of the minutes.
Why did you get in my way? Why did you get in my way?
The dub for this isn't too bad. It's not like Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors has a unique sound like you could have won half the game and Iraq War Bed. It's kind of absurd to really put me off guard. It's fine playing that game, but Dynasty Warriors is just one that I just find very boring. It's on that ice for 20 minutes. That's about it. I didn't watch it with the dub, so I think it's the same voice actors.
You're unlucky to have run into me.
Now, PS2 emulation is not perfect. There might be a few where I'm on without having to push the rendering. There's two types of rendering. One is software. Some games work better with one type of rendering and others work better with another. There seems to be a little bit of slowdown on that. So if the rendering types have issues, you can also hit your ally, which is pretty fun. Have some friendly fire. I'm using the cover special ability. It's not necessary. Yeah, this is for the PS2. This is a PlayStation 2 game. That's why the controls are nice and tight, but there are Gundam PlayStation 2 games
Camille
with
here, I'm returning.
really bad controls. Gundam Journey to Jabro has some of the worst controls ever. I could not play through that because this game exists, so I couldn't force myself to swallow the shitty controls. Oh, okay, you can barely hear me over the game? Give me a second. Alright, I've went ahead and turned the game volume down. Is this better? Let me know. I'm just going to try to go through the Camille route at first. This game can be repetitive because a lot of the routes for the characters are very similar because they're in the same place. You're treading through the events of the show. They do skip some, and some of them aren't accurate because it's a game, and it's a game with a sort of like, you know, there isn't much they can do with the formula. It's a good formula. The controls are tight. You're fighting in basically literally a squared off arena. You can see where this one ends against a swarm of enemies and a few bosses that really just have better HP. They don't have better AI or anything like that. The versus for this works well too. I've used that with Parsec. Maybe if we can get a lot of people in here, because this will take a while to play through this game entirely, or even to the progress I had it on my old computer. We could get some people together and do some Parsec, have some drop-in verses. Though with latency on Parsec, with any game like this that's like a fighting game, you're probably just going to get your ass kicked by the host, which in this case would be me. But it's not too bad. Parsec's better for co-op. Anyway, is the game sound a little more balanced now? Got the chat on a second monitor. Don't know what the delay is with the stream, though. Streams are usually delayed, I don't know, like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 30. My internet isn't very good either. At least I don't think. So if there's any issues with the stream, tell me. I'll try to recalibrate things on my end. I haven't done streaming in a while. I used to do it on another channel, totally unrelated to games or anything. So I was never streaming games, just audio and a picture. So I don't know if this is smooth or if there's a lot of buffering. I really don't know how it's coming through. This is very experimental. This mission's easy for Aeug. You just have to make sure that your allies escape. You have to defend the target. I've never had an issue with that. Give me 1 second. There is no option. I was going to see if there was a hard mode, if I could make the game harder, but I doubt that. Welcome, Sparta. This mission for the Titans, it sucks, okay? It's great in the sense that it's difficult, but it's difficult because you have to kill a certain amount of enemies within a time limit. I'll have to start using the other abilities because they're a little more versatile. You get a speed boost or you do more damage. They can be useful against bosses, but the recovery is useful against bosses too, except your allies can use it. As you can see, I didn't use the recover that time. It was my ally. So here we're in Hong Kong City. This is the first appearance of the Psycho Gundam, which you can use in this game. Would I recommend it? No. It sucks. It's horrible. The dialogue in this is good too. And the dialogue for the alternate timeline scenarios, it's great. Hopefully we'll get to one of those. The alternate timeline stuff is what makes this game special. It's also what makes, for example, Giron's Greed special. We don't have to kill 4 here. I shouldn't be. It's not worth it. We shouldn't want to kill 4 anyway. I'm gonna focus on the Gabaldis. Since the game has a lock-on, you do have to stare at the enemy that's closest to you. But for missions like this, where you have an enemy that has a huge amount of health, you don't really want to deal with it. You can just go and snipe the little guys as they spawn in. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, I don't know how many people have joined for this. I don't really have the viewer count or anything on my screen. I just have the chat. Most of my secondary monitor is blocked by my laptop monitor, which is where I'm playing the game. Unfortunately, I'm not recording. I probably should. If I want to edit this video down later, I can probably just download the YouTube video. So I'm not too worried about it. Plus, I don't know how my external hard drive is going to deal with me writing video onto it. Yeah, guy spawned over here, so just pop this dude and the mission's... Oh. Okay, he took that. Last guy proved a little formidable. Yeah, the alternate timeline stuff is great in this game. You have, like, early Char's counterattack, because I guess they couldn't afford to have the Char's counterattack suits in the game. So you have some really silly stuff with like Char and a Cubely. The earliest alternate timeline situations up very soon. We just have to get through Camille's, initial missions, but it's pretty obvious. If you've seen Zeta Gundam, which I presume you have if you're watching the stream, and if you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it for you. The game's going to spoil it for you. So you might as well not watch the stream if you haven't seen Zeta or if you care about spoilers, but I'll keep it vague anyway. There's a certain thing that happens at a base in Africa, in Kilimanjaro. Someone, let's just say, they go goodbye, alright? They're gone. They're a goner. In this game, you can prevent that. And that's probably the first thing we're going to do. I think I did it on accident the first time I played. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. The game's full of stuff like that. Little choices you can make. Basically, playing the mission in a more difficult way is going to unlock you a better route. An alternative route. You can get the double Zeta Gundam with the Camille route. I don't think it's through that. I think it's through something else. There's some more, like, completely alternative routes. You can get Camille and Amuro in the Titans, which is hilarious. I never got that when I was playing, but I'd love to. I don't know how. I have no idea how you would do it. Yeah, the game does have the anime OST, which is good. If it had a different OST, it would suck. I don't know why there's some games out there based on stuff like this, and they decide not to just use the original music, because the original music is great. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Especially with the fact that the game is based so heavily on events in the show, at least the single-player mode. Not having the original music there would have blown. Votom's has the original music from the show in it too, but it sounds a little more newer, refined. I don't know. It sounds a bit off. You guys will see that probably the next time I stream. I'll play the Votom's game. The thing with this game, though, is I am going to have to return to it or grind out the side content. I had quite a bit of it on my other save, but I don't really just want to bring that back. That would be lazy. This mission's also easy. Now, the thing is, we have a timer, and once that timer's done, it's over. The mission's over. And you should probably know why if you've watched the show. It's because Paptimus basically threatens the city. He's going to open fire on Von Braun with his ship if there's not a ceasefire. There's a way to prevent that, I think you have to beat Paptimus, not on this mission, because Paptimus didn't even spawn, if you noticed. But if you beat Paptimus before the timer, pretty sure it's an alternate timeline. Alternatively, there's something with the Titans route that you can do here. Yeah, it probably does have something to do with music rights, but what can you do? When I used to play Gundam Battle Operation 2, I would just turn the music off and replace it with either some, a good playlist of the original soundtrack from either of the shows, or I would just listen to my own music. But yeah, as you play, you unlock more routes. Sometimes you don't unlock routes that you should. Some routes have more to do when it comes to unlocking them. The Fa route, I never played the Fa route on my earlier save because the Mythos, it sucks. So, I don't really blame Fa because that thing blows. It's horrible. I think we're going to unlock Rakoa soon, and she gets an even harder mission that she has to deal with that piece of shit. It's just another timed mission. We don't really have to achieve anything in the timer, I don't think. There's no, enemy unit bar. So, we're just going to be surviving, which is not an issue in this game. You can survive for a long time, even against a boss that's harassing you. Some of the harder situations, you really do have to cheese the AI. not really cheese, but I've had some boss battles in this game where you have like a sliver of health left. If you get hit again, you're gonna die. So you have to basically run around the arena, wait for your ammo to recharge. That way you can get easy hits. Ah, yeah, this is why. Because Yazan is a... He's pretty formidable, not in the Camille route. I've never had any issues with him in the Camille route. But when he gets his Hambrabis, that is the situation that Rakoa has. I don't think I ever beat that, just because the Mythos sucks. It's horrible. Yeah, the Mythos is like a piece of shit. I don't know if it's one canonically. It's so exposed in its joints. I never remember it being a good suit on the show, which is kind of something that they handed off to either Rakoa or Fa. Oh, this is when they prevent the colony drop. Okay. If you don't read the mission details, you have to basically figure out where you are based on the dialogue. Also, we've been earning points. Now, this game has a point system, and we're not using any of the points yet. You want to use the points when you hit a wall, because let's say we play this mission, we get our ass beat, we get destroyed. Then we're going to go and we're going to tune and we're going to upgrade the MS. And as you can see, we don't have enough points to upgrade the Zeta, but we have enough points to upgrade the Gundam Mark II. Now here's the thing. If I upgrade the Gundam Mark II for Camille, I'm pretty sure you can use the Gundam Mark II for Quattro. I think you unlock it after this mission. It won't be upgraded for Quattro. It's character specific, so you're tuning it for the character. I'll use the Zeta, because even though the Gundam Mark II is... Oh, the Hyper Mega Launcher probably blows, but we'll try it. The Gundam Mark II is great because you can reload. You don't have to worry about waiting for things to recharge, but it's just not as fun. You want to use the stuff that the game's giving you. It's not like I'm speedrunning this or something. I don't have to follow a meta. Oh, the Hyper Mega Launcher is actually good. I was thinking about the Super Gundam, which is not super in this, because you have to charge up your shot, which makes sense, but charging up your shot in this game, it just doesn't really work. The Hambrabis actually, I don't know, I might have an issue with these guys. You have 3 named dudes, so they have a lot of health, and they can zap you. We're going to get zapped with their whips. I'll focus on Dunkel first. The projectile's so big for this thing, it's almost like you can't miss. Ah, there's a guy under us. Yeah, that sea serpent will mess you up. I love that thing on the Titan's route. It's really fun. I fired that too fast. He was in invuln. When you melee, you're putting your enemy in an invuln. Like, I was in an invuln right there. And whenever you're staggered, you're in an invuln in this game. It applies for the enemies too. So timing is really important, or you're just going to waste shots. And when you're using anything that can't reload, you don't want to waste shots. Sometimes when you activate melee, you'll dash forward. Sometimes you'll just stand there and swat your beam saber through air. There we go. Can you make Rekoa or Cats not suck in this? Good luck, man. Good luck, because Cat starts with the I forget what it's called, but you know, the thing that attaches to the Gundam Mark II to make the Super Gundam, and a Nemo. The Nemo's way better. Look, if you played these games, you know that anything that just flies straight forward and doesn't have mobility sucks. It's incredibly annoying to use. Try to use the G Fighter, or whatever it's called, the thing that Sayla flies in the original game, which is in the back of this route. I'll unlock it later. There's a mission where you have to kill the Black Dry Stars as Sayla. You're going around strafing these DOMs back and forth. It's the most tedious thing in the world, just because your control's way more limited, because it's more like a plane. Anyway, this is the first mission that we can have an alternative timeline thing with. We basically have to make sure that 4 doesn't die. We just have to beat this level without 4 dying. It's a little harder than it sounds, but it's not too difficult on the Camille route. It gets more difficult on the other routes, but you don't have to do it at that point. Once you save 4 in any timeline, or achieve any sort of alternate timeline thing in anyone's route, the other routes will open up too. So what we're doing here is pretty simple. We are just rushing these Hyzaks. We want to kill the Hyzaks. Now here's the problem. We got a buddy. This buddy's totally unnecessary. He's going to get his ass kicked by 4. He's just going to keep going after her. He's not really going to do anything but attack the Psycho Gundam. The Psycho Gundam mogs the Nemo, pretty obviously. If our buddy there dies too many times, we lose the mission. So I have to kill these Hyzaks on a sort of time limit, and it's a random time limit, because that Nemo can die in like a minute, or he can die in 10 seconds, or he can die in like 2 minutes. It really depends. That's why I'm using the Gundam Mark II here, because the fact that we can reload means it's going to be way easier. Fortunately, the Nemo has a good amount of health, and he will get our recover at some point. We don't want to deal with Jared. Maybe fighting him so that he'll go away will be useful, because if not, he's going to get in our way, just like that AA gun, or turret, whatever, got in our way. Yeah, it's alright. You can kick my ass, man. Now, where's the next Hyzak? Ooh, he's over there. Okay. See, Camille, if all you did was your mission objective and you ignored the character drama before you, then, you know, she wouldn't have had to die. All you have to do is go mop up these nameless people who don't really matter. No. Where's... Okay, next Hyzak's over there. Yeah, I had to lay out the stream like this because obviously this doesn't play in widescreen. It plays in a, you know, a box, like if you had an old computer, not an old computer, but an old TV. Yeah, so that's the first death, but I'm pretty confident that our buddy... Oh, well, we just got kicked in the ass. If we take another hit like that, we'll die, so... Yeah, this isn't looking too good. When we reload, we're vulnerable. That Hyzak is pretty formidable. He's not our last one. Our last one has yet to reveal himself. Our true enemy. And there we go. Mission complete. 4 hasn't died. So 4 will be alive. We'll have 2 timelines. Timeline where, you know, the show happens, and timeline where one of Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam's many fanfics occurs. And it's just as absurd as you'd imagine. But it has this, you know, the dub voice actors have recorded lines for everything. It's pretty amusing. I'll try and be a little quiet when those lines play. That way you guys can hear them. I actually haven't heard most of them. I would play this game in a Discord and we'd all be just talking over it. Plus, there's no subtitles. Is there a way to turn on subtitles? No, there's no settings that I know of. But yeah, you get this alternate timeline where 4 is alive, and now you get to play these missions that you would normally play anyway, with 4 as your partner. So you get to see what would happen if Tomino was writing Zeta with the same attitude he wrote like Double Zeta. This mission has a time limit, but like most of the AU missions with time limits, you don't have to do anything but not die. Oh yeah, it is pretty good. This game's controls are great. I love them. I prefer these controls over any other Gundam game I've played. There's Char or Quattro, whatever you want to call him, giving his speech in the background. You're going to get bored of it after we play this mission maybe 10 times. Super Robot Wars is an entirely different game. This is more focused on the fighting game controls. It has an arcade mode. It was made for arcade cabinets. We will have to do Jared's perfect timeline. What I'm going to try to do today is Camille's perfect timeline, then Jared's perfect timeline, then Haman's perfect timeline. But it's going to be a little difficult to unlock all those routes. The Ashamar is unrelated. That thing is extremely based. That was a pretty slick dodge. I literally just sidestepped both of them. There's Jared. It's not going to be a problem. I don't think he can kill us in a minute. Let's try and kill him. You can do that. You can beat these guys. Does it have an impact on the timeline? It depends, actually. Sometimes getting the enemy to retreat, which if we get Jared down to a sliver of health, he'll retreat. But in some missions, you actually want to kill whoever you're fighting, or defeat them, whatever you want to say. For example, in the early Char's counterattack route, you want to beat both of them, which is easier said than done. There's Jared going away. Oh yeah, the game has aged pretty well. A lot of these PS2 games, in my opinion, have aged well. They don't look bad. They don't look out of this world, but you can understand what's going on. By the way, the reason my camera keeps moving is because I'm hitting O, the circle key, which changes what you're locking onto. And as you can see, we've killed everything. So we just gotta listen to Quattro for the next 30 seconds. I agree with you entirely, Bassler Jones. Maybe we can make this stream a one-stop shop for takes. Takes on Mecha. Yeah, Double Zeta. I have a take. I've been watching Elgheim. Here's my opinion, now that I've watched a bit of Elgheim. I'm loving Elgheim. Do you know what Elgheim's like? It's like Double Zeta. It's basically, well, it's not the same thing, but Elgheim and Double Zeta are extremely similar in tone, how the characters are written, and how the characters interact with each other. Elgheim I love, because Elgheim is Elgheim. It's its own thing. Double Zeta is not its own thing. It's a sequel to Zeta Gundam. You go from Zeta Gundam, which has a pretty, I wouldn't say it's the most depressing ending, but it's certainly bittersweet. You go from that to Double Zeta, it's a jump. It is a total jump in tone. It's just totally different. Double Zeta frustrated me, but L-Gaim's entertaining me. We'll use the Hyper Mega Launcher for this. Space Maelstrom. I forget who we have to fight here. But yeah, I prefer Zeta over Double Zeta. If you look at my MAL, which is linked on the account now, you can see I gave Double Zeta a 4, so there are things to appreciate about Double Zeta. I love the designs. There's a lot of funny moments, but just the fact that it's a direct sequel to the, to Zeta, and it's part of the continuity, I just couldn't take it seriously. And I kept thinking what could have been. It was just written with the same mindset as Zeta. And as we know, Tomino doesn't like how he ended Zeta. He changed that with the movie trilogy, which is a weird thing, a really weird thing. I don't know why they decided to mix the newer animation with the old animation. So we're fighting Gazas now, so Axis is in the picture. I think we have to fight Haman Karn. There we go, there she is. I'm sorry for doing this. She can be very annoying to fight because of the Cubely's funnels, but she's nowhere as bad as Paptimus. What's the most depressing ending for me? Good question. I don't find many things depressing. I don't know. Look, I love Victory Gundam. That should tell you what kind of guy I am. I think there's nothing wrong with Victory Gundam at all. I don't think it's depressing or anything. I just think it has a realistic tone. That's how I felt. I mean, all these people told me it was going to be, like, crazy and people were going to be dying every episode. And then I watched it and I was like, yeah, there's a lot of death, but it's still very thematic. It doesn't feel nihilistic. It never feels nihilistic. When I think of depressing endings for characters and for shows, I'm thinking of nihilistic endings. I'm thinking of people who die for basically no reason, in the wrong place, at the wrong time, whatever you want to call it. That type of situation. Oh, we're actually going to lose here. I might have to do this with the Gundam Mark II. Wait. It's because I'm focusing in on Haman. If I don't kill Haman-sama and I just go for the Gazas without shooting the wall, then we'll win. So, just not going to get hit by her funnels. There is a translation for the PSP Giron's Greed game. It's very bare bones. The UI is finished though. Oh, do we have to kill her? Oh no. Where's the next Gaza C? There we go. Yeah, I can't take another hit. I have Recover, actually. I can take another hit. I have an extra 100 HP, as long as my ally doesn't get hit, so... I mean, 4 is a Cyber new type. She should be able to dodge the Cubely's fun. Oh, never mind. Never mind. There we go. Beat by a funnel. We lost. Yeah, that is true. We're going to have to do that again. This time I'm going to use the Gundam Mark II with the beam rifle. That should work. Yeah, War in the Pocket is great. It's like, if I want to show somebody something from Gundam, and they don't really like robots, they don't really like mecha, they don't even really like anime, for example, just show them War in the Pocket. War in the Pocket isn't written like an anime. It is one, but it's written so well. It's just like Char's Counterattack, in my opinion, which is written like a movie. Not an anime movie, but just like a movie. I'm not a fan of long exposition and overdone dialogue, which you see in a lot of more modern anime. Gundam Unicorn has a lot of drawn-out dialogue and exposition, in my opinion, which is part of the reason I didn't really enjoy it. But it has strong side characters. I'm not going to make any comments on the Unicorn as a design. Not really a big fan. I don't know, it just never really caught me. When it comes to Gundam, I just wish that there would be more transformables and, you know, really crazy shit, which is why I'm excited for Hathaway's Flash. Now, Tamino clearly wanted things to get more crazy and absurd and just, like, more high-tech, but you can't really do that when you're trying to sell toys. The dialogue's actually pretty good in this, and the dub isn't bad. Come on, Khan! You just gotta wait for those guys to seize. I'm not gonna try to fight Haman. We're gonna have to fight her later. Not now. Things are gonna get really crazy later on when we have all the alternative timelines unlocked. Anyway, I hope I'm not alienating anybody with my takes on the franchise and all that, but yeah, as you can see, the Super Gundam is useless. It takes forever to charge up the shot. By the time you've charged up the shot and fired, your enemy has moved. I don't know, it's a crazy concept. This time 4 stole our HP again, but it's okay because we have 388. Origin is very entertaining. Gundam the Origin's extremely entertaining. I have ordered the first volume of the manga too because I've heard the manga is good as well. But Origin has a few issues that just kind of personally tips off my spurgery. That mostly has to do with some of the changes to the characters, not necessarily the storyline. I know you can say that Origin makes Char look like more of a psychopath than he should be. In some ways it does, but I don't really care. I mean, Char is the type of guy that takes on a persona like a total, weirdo, and saying, oh no, I am currently Quattro, I am not presently Char, and all that stuff. So I don't think he's out of character in Origin. But some of the other characters are. They're a little more exaggerated. But the biggest issue I have with Origin should be obvious. That's the fact that it's set in a time in the universe where mecha wasn't really a thing, and instead of saying, we're going to have a lot of fun with that, with the development of mobile suits, we're going to have Zaku's fighting, like, these space fighter jets and tanks and stuff like that. Instead, oh no, the Federation does have gun tank prototypes and gun cannon prototypes and all this stuff way before the 1 Year War. And it's like, I get it. You have to do that. That's the genre, but I would have preferred if they stuck to the sort of original timeline of things. It's what I love about Girin's Greed, is that the early game as Zeon, you're smashing through Type 61 tanks with your Zaku's and shit, and when they start rolling out gun cannons and gun tanks, you're scared, because they can actually, they can actually put up a fight, and they can put up a fight not just by overrunning you. That's the reason that the Origin is its own timeline, because it makes changes to the development. Now, it has more details about how things are developed than the original sort of source material from MSV and stuff like that, kind of. But at the end of the day, it's just a nitpick. Anyway, we got 4 in the Psycho Gundam. Makes no sense, because the Psycho Gundam is, like, evil. Like, the machine itself is, like, kind of considered evil in the shows. But, you know what? No. It has been redeemed, and now it's going to fight for the AU. Against, guess who? Guess what? We're going to have a cat fight, boys. We got 2 bitches in Psycho Gundams. And they're going to duke it out. Once I deal with Gates, then I kind of want to observe what happens. Oh, some serious slowdown. I might have to switch to software rendering. Oh, the best part in Origin, in my opinion, is the the fight at the with the jetpacks and tanks at the training base. Oh, that was great. When they attacked the Fetty garrison, that was amazing. Wait, is this inside Rosamia and I didn't even stop to make a joke about the title? Damn, that's embarrassing. But yeah, whoever decided this at the, during development that they were going to have 4 in the Psycho Gundam and Rosamia in the Psycho Gundam for the 4 Alive route, good choice. Advance of Zeta getting its own anime would be cool. That'd be really cool. I don't know if it will happen, but it would be really interesting. Honestly, I should have took the Hyper Mega launcher for the output, or I should have took a Hyper Bazooka with the Gundam Mark II, because this thing, I'm pretty sure, takes less beam damage. So, you want to use rockets against her. Oh, also, 4's gone. So, I guess we know which Psycho Gundam's better, and which Cyber New type is better at spurging out with it. Yeah, MS Igloo is very cool, but the animation makes it not for everybody. I have only really watched like one of the shorts personally. I've never really felt like sitting down and watching it. Now, if you want to watch a mecha where a guy who isn't in a mecha mogs mecha, then check out Armor Hunter Mellow Link. I've shilled it on the Twitter. I will continue to shill it. It's very good. It's very simple. There's nothing deep, or there's no philosophy in it or anything. It's just a guy with a big anti-tank gun, and he's got some scores to settle. But yeah, it would be very cool to have more combined arms content in mecha, just in general. You get it in some shows, it's there, here and there, but with modern stuff, you'd think that it would be way easier to sell this to some executives, because the people who are watching these shows are now of a much older age bracket and are, we buy models, okay? They're selling model kits, not toys. It's not kids watching this shit anymore. There are, but not as many. So you'd be able to make a more sort of like gritty, combined arms military perspective on the whole thing. And I think it would be successful. I think it would be a nice spin on things. A lot of people, I love big robot fights, big robot. It doesn't really bother me too much, but it would definitely be interesting. But yeah, as you can see, her health is extremely high, and we have to keep waiting for our gun to recharge. Welcome to Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam. This is the difficulty of the harder stages. It's an endurance test of, dodging projectiles and firing when you know to fire. Rosamia is easier than Paptimus because, this bitch can't dodge. She can't dodge. Look at her. How is she going to dodge? She is so big, you're going to shoot her, you're going to hit every time. It's like hitting the broadside of a barn. But with Paptimus, he has as much HP, and he can dodge. Of course, when you fire in this game, you are vulnerable. So you're probably going to get hit. And there's a lot of funnels. So I'm basically just circling her right now. I don't want to die. I don't want to redo this, because it will be really annoying. We'll have to spend another 3 minutes on this. Oh. Well, we have a recover. We have 100 HP. And because we have no ally, that means they can't steal it from us, which is always good. Also, the double Zeta characters are kind of in this, but not really. You can't play as them. Oh, now I'm very angry, as you can see. Was that Gates? I don't know. Somebody yelled die, and I thought it was Camille. Yeah, it must have been Camille. Gates is dead. We killed him a while ago. We just have a Gaza chasing us for some reason. Like, why is a Gaza chasing us? Oh, wow. arena reset thing almost screwed us. Whew, that was extremely close. If I wouldn't have had a shot there, it would have been game over. We would have been literally squashed by the Psycho Gundam, which I'm sure would have appealed to any giantist fetishists in the the viewership here, but no thank you. Yeah, Origin does fill in a hole in the sense that it covers sort of the more of the politics. Gundam's politics can be kind of hilarious, especially with the bad guys. You get the sense that in the Gundam universe, in the Universal Century, nobody can just take this whole Space Noid independence thing and just, like, tone it down, alright? They're either, like, 0 or 100. There's no in-between. But yeah, the colony drop wasn't a Xeon thing, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a Fetty false flag. Look it up, bro. Look it up. The colony drop was an inside job. Yeah, we're probably going to lose here. Paptimus is a bitch. We're going to be fighting this guy for a while. Might be better to do this with the Gundam Mark II for the reloads. We do have to beat Paptimus here. We can't just defeat his goons. 101 health already. And he's got, like, more than half health. But yeah, my opinion when it comes to any fictional media, when I'm deciding who's good or bad, just like I do in real life, it's based entirely on drip. Who has the better drip? Who is the better drip? That's the simple question. So in Zeta, it's gotta be the Titans. Those guys have drip. In the original, it's gotta be Xeon. They have drip. In Double Zeta, yeah, it's Xeon again. They've got drip. Crossbone Vanguard, Jupiter Empire, or not the Jupiter Empire. Wait, I got it all mixed up. I'm thinking of Crossbone Gundam. Cosmo Babylonia, they really got drip. So I think they're the good guys. We want to use the Gundam Mark II here so we don't get mogged. We'll use Recover, that way we have the HP, and if we get BTFO'd here, I'll tune the Gundam Mark II. That way we have some more HP, we have some more ammo. Just generally speaking, our machine performs better. I don't really want to kill Sarah. It's kind of a waste. I mean, we have infinite ammo with the... As you can see, he literally fired at us right while we were reloading, which could screw us pretty hard. Damn. Okay, come back here, you fucking pink-haired bitch. You're not getting away. Yeah, so when you have two enemies, they're gonna, you know, you're gonna get attacked from two angles. It can be a little frustrating. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill Sarah. Sorry, cats, I'm beating you to it. I love the fact that some of the lines will loop. You can say, as you can see, Paptimus said, "What? What?" And it'll just continue. If you hit people again and again, they'll just go through the same, like, 2 lines they have for getting hit. Not bad. Thanks, Paptimus. I appreciate the compliment. I am trying my best right now. circling you and spamming beam shots. Can't really afford to do any fancy tricks here. Also, 4 is dead. Doesn't really matter that we saved her, huh? And we're gonna get mogged. I haven't seen 00. I haven't seen a lot of the AU Gundam stuff. I've been watching non-Gundam since I really finished off the Universal Century. I watched all of Votom's stuff. I'm proud to say that, except for Case Irvine and Votom's Finder. But if it involves Kiriko or QV, however you say his fucking name, I've seen it. For better or worse. And if you look at my MAL, everything after the original series and the OVAs from the 80s is pretty mediocre. I don't think they knew what they were doing, and they recycle a lot of stuff extremely unnecessarily, to the point where it kind of diminishes what happens in the original series. But I'm not going to really delve into Votom's. We can do that when we're playing the Votom's PS2 game, which will spoil the series if you haven't seen it, except that game's in Japanese, so... And I can't read Japanese. Now, we have Recover, so if he hits us, we'll be fine. But I would prefer not to. When they get close, sometimes it's better to just hit them with a shot instead of melee attack. The melee is okay in this. It does do a good amount of damage, but it's not the most useful thing in the world. If they mog my Nemo to the point where it steals my recover, I'll be pissed. There we go. I got my recover. That's why I was charging in there. And guess what? Paptimus was killed... not by Camille, but by a random Nemo. This guy killed the main antagonist of Zeta. Can we get some applause for this guy? I mean, just some random dude in a Nemo finished off the main antagonist. We didn't even have to Wave Rider crash to the extreme. So in this alternate timeline, Camille doesn't become a vegetable because of 4. But there's still an all-out war against Axis, which is bad, apparently. So, this is not a perfect end. This is just one end of many in this game. All the endings are usually like this, except the perfect ones. The perfect ones can be very entertaining. Federation Amuro's route. Okay, let's get through that. Let's switch over to Amuro. Finishing off the Amuro route in the 1-year war is going to unlock us content for the Camille route. At least I think. And it's a good change of pace for everybody who's here. We're going to use the Hyper Hammer because, come on, dude. Why would you use anything but the Hyper Hammer with the original Gundam? It is a tragedy that the Hyper Hammer does not appear in the trilogy movies. It is the most badass shit ever. It's a big-ass spiky ball on a chain. I don't even know if that's a hammer. I don't really think that's a hammer. I guess it's technically a hammer. Oh no, we brought the wrong weapon for the job. It's okay, we can get it done. Look, this thing has anti-ship capabilities. Who needs a gun? You can destroy a Musai with one simple trick. It's called a big-ass spiky ball on a chain. Maybe if we can make contact with it. I got some good hits in at first. There we go. Oh, we got some air out of that, too. This thing's kind of like a grappling hook. Very ghetto, but it will work. I should have known that this was the Musai mission, so I could have brought the bazooka, but you know what? I'm sticking with the Hyper Hammer. I'm going to use that for everything. We're never going to switch weapons if we're using the original Gundam. We're going to use the Hyper Hammer. Come on, Char's Musai. I am anally raping this fucking Musai with my Hyper Hammer. Oh, can I stand on it? No. Almost, almost. Come on now. Stop running away from me, you coward. I forget the name of the guy who's like the captain of his Musai. But he's a coward right now. He won't fight me. Just keeps running away. You got big deck guns on that thing. I'm going to come at it from another angle. Now, if I had the speed boost, if I was thinking, we're building strategies here. The speed boost with the Hyper Hammer allows you to close in and finish the job. Yeah, it's a hammer visor. That's what it's called. It can't not be a hammer. Come on now. Just to, like, one more hit. There we go. Wait, that wasn't it? Oh, man, we had to defeat that. Now we gotta fight Sha. I think. Yeah, I think we have to fight Sha. And we have to defend Kai. This is gonna blow. Hey, asshole. Eat that. Oh, you think you can just jump away? Get up. He's in invuln right now. And now he isn't. Oh, but we missed. Alright. Time to get Sha. Char or Sha? I prefer the latter. It's the novelization's translation of his name, Sha Aznable. Anyway, he's gonna get... Look, he's getting mogged! He's getting mogged by the Hyper Hammer. This guy... Oh, man, he cannot compete. Come over here, Char. It's time for your fucking Hyper Hammer. Eat shit. Come on. Come back here. Run away. Run away, pussy. Ooh. Bye-bye. Bye, coward. We're going to get him. There's an RX-78 spear and it's a ball? What is... Okay, give me a second. I gotta look that up. RX-78 spear? Let's look that up. I just see Gundam when I look that up. Oh, you're talking about the spear that the Gundam uses? You're talking about that. Yeah, that thing is like a ball on the end of a stick. I think it would be better called like a mace, like a long ass mace. Oh, we unlocked Ryu. We can play as this guy in the gun tank. Wow, we unlocked the gun tank, people. You know what I want to use when I'm in New York? The gun tank. Gundam Hammer. It's not even called the Hyper Hammer. Why have I been... I think it's called the Hyper Hammer. Somewhere. It's called the Hyper Hammer somewhere. Yeah, you can do it, buddy. You got a big-ass spiky ball on a chain, man. If you had two of them, that would be based. But you gotta have the shield. We're just vibing out here with the white base as we wait for the enemies to spawn. Hey, buddy, nice machine gun. Guess what? It sucks. It blows chunks compared to the hammer. Okay? Oh, man, that guy got... Wow! I did not know that the white base had guns on it. I played this game how many times, and I've never seen a Zaku get mogged by the white base's main cannons. Or, well, secondary cannons. Where's Char? I gotta give Char the Hyper Hammer again. It's time for his daily dose. Come down here, buddy. Oh, nice axe. Guess what? It's outdated. Who needs a heated weapon? Who needs a beam weapon when you got a big-ass fucking ball on a chain? This is some BDSM shit, and you're about to get fucked. Good move, mobile suit. Good move, spiky ball on a chain. Retard. I'm hitting you with this again and again. Look at how much health it shaves off. If we were using, like, the beam rifle, I don't think it would do that much damage, man. The damage is absurd. This right here is the meta. I bet you in versus on Parsec, I could own any of you dweebs with the Hyper Hammer. He's running away already. He is already fleeing the scene. That guy is running away from me like a black man running away from the cops. He's getting out of there. He is afraid of this Hyper Hammer. Stardust Memory is good. Fuck Nina. Should be obvious. Nina is a mess. Stardust Memory is great. Also, if you're listening, poor little Garma is getting betrayed by the guy that we... Whoa, I can attack him with the Hyper Hammer. Oh, I'm gonna... Take that, Garma. I'm responsible for that, not the white base. I did it by myself. That's the alternate timeline. Amuro gets a murder boner, murdering everybody with the Hyper Hammer. But yeah, Stardust Memory's good. I like it a lot. It's like Top Gun, Gundam. It's better than 08th. That's not saying much, but it is better than 08th. Plus, Stardust Memory has Haman Karn in it. Now, here's the thing. You can tell me about Shima, however you... Who knows how you say her name? I stumble over words for a living, but Seema, Nina, that tall brown girl, which is better than Nina, by the way, by far. The mechanic girl. You can talk about all those characters, but Haman Karn is in the show. At the very end, she's in the OVA for like a minute. So guess what? Moggs, all of them. Best girl of Stardust Memory. Least screen time, but still the best. You can't beat her. You can't defeat her. We gotta fight Ramba Rao. He does not know what is coming. This guy, we are gonna hammer his gut in. This fat ass is gonna take it in the ass by the Hyper Hammer. Metal spiky ball on a chain. Moggs all weapons development ever. Just look at that. Your Zaku cost how many Universal Century dollars? I don't care. I got a ball on a chain. Do we even need everything the Gundam has? I haven't used the Beam Saber once. I've just been using this ball on a chain. All you would need is like an arm that can like swing this thing. You got the ultimate weapon. Do we need our left arm? No. Is the shield useful? Kind of. I don't really think so. How long do these guys get to shoot me before they're mogged by the hammer? Think about it. I'm designing my own Gundam. It's called Gundam Hammer, okay? It has one arm that swings the hammer. Better yet, two arms with two hammers. Okay, Ramba Rao, that heat sword, I don't know, that is a contender. The hammer goes past him in close range. Okay, the hammer needs to be used at an appropriate range like that, or we will get mogged. We gotta keep our distance. These Zaku 2s can take a hammer hit. Maybe they've been upgraded with, like, anti-hammer armor. You never know. These dirty-ass Zeeks are probably developing countermeasures to my weapons. Miller Team. Miller Team. Yeah, that's the name of the team, isn't it? Yeah, 08's goof fight with the Easy 8 is really good. I also like the thing that they made after... Okay, we gotta use the beam... Oh, well, we're gonna get mogged before we can use the Beam Saber. I like the fight on the bridge. The thing that they made like 10 years for the 10-year anniversary. That was a nice little short. I like that. Okay, come on, buddy. Your invuln frames are not going to save you. It's like 1 Zeeg left. Hey, dude. Get up. Invuln frames. Man, there's one thing that can mog me when I got the Hyper Hammer, and it's the Invuln frames. Yeah, it is no Zaku. Even though it just looks like a blue Zaku, but it's no Zaku, boy. No Zaku. Oh, yeah, this is war, buddy. If this was war would be cool, man. If you could go around in a big robot with a big-ass spiky ball on a chain, whipping that shit at anybody who comes through, war would be very cool. I would sign up to be a pilot immediately. But instead, if you're a pilot, it's like, this is 10-4, the Tango Foxtrot. I just shot my missiles at my enemy. He's dead. It's like, war is boring. Even if you're a fighter pilot, war is boring. You're just shooting missiles at people, and you're trying to dodge missiles. Missiles are boring. Unless we're talking about Macross. Missiles are cool. Hey, you know what? The Macross game is more boring than this game, because you're just shooting missiles. You lock on with missiles, and guess what? The target dies. It's that simple. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm going to use Assault. I forget how to activate the new type abilities. By the way, since this game gives new type abilities to every character, I guess everybody's a new type. What I like about Iraqi from 0083 is that he gets mogged. He doesn't, like, win. He gets defeated. He fights well, but in the end he fails, and I like that. I'd like to see more protagonists fail. And don't worry, this totally isn't just me justifying my Xeon boner at all or anything. Don't worry about it. 0083, you know, yeah, there's some Xeon wank there, but it's good. I like Xeon wank. I don't care what any dumb shit on M says whining about Xeon wank. You can go and come on your General Revel body pillow all you want, buddy. I don't care. Anyway, Haman with an O, who, by the way, the funniest gag in Double Zeta is that Haman disguises herself as, oh, we can destroy the turret! This game has details I've never even seen until today. But Haman disguises herself as Haman with an O in Double Zeta to infiltrate the, is it the Nihil Orgama by then? Whatever it is. The point is, it was pretty cool. Can we target this? Yeah, there we go. Didn't like us riding this thing. Ryu, come on. Just don't die. I'm gonna kill Haman with an O, who is pretty high up. Okay, we gotta go protect Ryu. He's gonna get killed. If Ryu gets killed, we lose the mission. But personally, I'd prefer to just keep mogging Haman with an O like this. Let's see if we can beat it before Ryu gets his shit kicked in by some Zaku. Or actually, there we go. I'll save you, gun tank. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to do another one of these missions again where you're just whacking at this thing. Mission complete. Take a shot every time Yeo says mogged? Absolutely. Macross was based on Battletech? I don't think so. Or, I don't know, actually. Battletech? What is Battletech? I don't know. I probably said something that's totally inaccurate. I know that Macross has an American version called Robotech. Macross is really cool, like, to watch, but that game, the Macross game, I'll show it here one of these days. I'll have to dig up the ISO file. It's alright, but is it as fun as this? Hell no. There's a reason I've probably put 100 hours into just sitting here playing this game on a PS2 emulator, compared to the Macross game, which I played through a total of 1 time. This game and the Votoms game are probably the best I've played so far, in terms of just content and the gameplay. But we will be playing some more interesting, or, you know, games that are going to have controls that are going to want to make me tear my fucking eyes out. But we'll get to those later. There's a few Sega Saturn games that I'd like to try out. Oh, there we go. It's Best Redhead. I'm sorry, Asuka stans. That's Best Redhead right there. Unlike Asuka, she's not a child, too, so... And yeah, I mean in like all of Mecha. Wait, all of Mecha? Actually, that has to go to young Freud. The stupidest name ever. Maybe she loses because of her stupid ass name. Imagine saying, hey, I'm married to young Freud, and people are gonna be like, what are you fucking talking about? Young Freud? Carl Jung? Sigmund Freud? Are you fucking your mom or something? Freud was a weirdo in my opinion. I don't want to fuck my mother or kill my father, and that's about what Freud amounts to. I'm sure I'm talking out of my ass, and somebody who studied not philosophy, what is it, psychology, will tell me I'm speaking out of my ass, but all the weird sexual shit Freud talked. Whoa, you can spin it! How did I do that? These guys have rocket launchers. They just jump away from me. They're really worried about killing the best redhead in Gundam, at least. Ryu, Jose, yeah. Tomino names are weird. They're lovable because they're weird. Come back here. Oh no, they killed her. Now it's time to activate Hammer Rape Mode. Oh. Mission's complete with 2 Black Star kills. This is doing better than I expected. We're averaging around like 8 people. I think we're down to 6 now. I'm looking over my laptop screen. But it's lively enough. I really don't care how many people watch as long as we've got a few people. Zeonic Front, I loved it until I got to the mission where you have to reconnaissance the white base. That game will return, though. We'll play that here, and I'll painstakingly get through that damn reconnaissance mission. I never even got to the Battle of Odessa, so Bassler, you're better at video games than me. At least PS2 ones, or whatever type of game Zeonic Front is. Why the Gundam and Zeta Gundam fighting? I don't get it. Look, man. It's simple, okay? It's really simple. The Gundam has a hyper hammer, the Zeta Gundam doesn't. That's a downgrade, and to prove it, the Gundam must best the Zeta Gundam with its hyper hammer. Imagine developing a new Gundam. You don't even give it a big-ass chain ball on a stick. On a stick, I mean a chain. Yeah, the alt timeline stuff is great. We're trying to get to it. We do have to... Oh, all I gotta do is destroy this thing, I think. He's coming. No, I'm not. We're not playing Inside Rosamia. I'm not coming. That mission title is hilarious to me. Inside Rosamia. It's like, well, don't mind if I do. And the mission's rated hard, by the way. It's like, yeah, of course I am. I'm inside Rosamia. What, do you think I got erectile dysfunction or something? Oh, that just takes a lot of their bar down. Man, imagine, like, being in a Zaku. Yeah, him playing Castlevania with a mech. That's a good one, Bassler. Yeah. This thing just mogs everything. Other than the black tri-stars, I really haven't had an issue with anything. You can tank a lot of damage in this game, and this thing one-shots most of the enemies. It staggers the bosses, and as long as you time things so that you don't get fucked by the invulns, and you don't get outranged, like this dude. Look, he's running away from me. Ooh, just had a chest pain. Guys, I'm going to cardiac arrest because the hyper hammer is so fucking based. It mogs, okay? I think the stream's delayed by a few minutes. That's what it seems like. Maybe I'll work on that in the future. It might be something where the stream is not lagging, but something about the settings is making it stream slower. It did take around 2 minutes for this stream to start when I first hosted it. I was just kind of sitting around like, when is this going to stream, YouTube? So I might have to finagle with the settings for the next stream. That way it runs a little smoother. DOMs are based. That dancing Dom gif is extremely based, by the way. I think I have a Zeong one where it's like the Zeong is dancing like a woman. I didn't want to use that because it's a little too enticing. I don't want people to have boners during the stream. That would be awkward. We're not on Twitch, so I'm not a titty streamer. And we're not on a cam site, so I'm not a titty streamer. So the Dom is just kind of like, the Dom is just, he's just a dude, okay? He's not emphasizing his curves like the Xeon. Anyway, I want to go look at the inside Rosamia thing to make sure I'm right with it being marked as hard. No, it's level normal. Oh, that black pills me very hard, guys. I think there's an inside Rosamia mission which is marked as hard. Maybe that one's marked as normal because you have 4 in the Psycho Gundam. I'll have to figure out what the delay is, but yeah, if you ask a question or say something, it's probably going to take me around 2 or 3 minutes to reply, unfortunately. Bachelor Jones, you have no idea how long it took me to finish that white base mission. Yeah, yep, I know exactly what you mean. I have no idea how to beat it. So, I don't know how you did it. I remember watching some sort of walkthrough video, and I was just like, oh, this is making my head hurt. Yeah, it does make you scared of the Gundam. Makes you scared of all of those Operation V units. They just instantly kill you in that mission. I love this song, by the way. This is part of the reason I love this game. When we get to encounters, I'm gonna sound like an idiot on stream. Just you wait. I literally jumped right into that. There we go. I think it loops a little ghetto, but hopefully we'll beat this mission before it starts its ghetto loop. Yes, the Zegok. The aquatic mobile suits are pretty good in this game. We'll be using them mostly when we're doing the Xeon routes because Axis Xeon doesn't have much content during the Grips conflict, so a lot of the content is one-year war. That's another thing with this game. There's a lot of one-year war content, despite the fact that it's a Zeta game. But because it has this alternate timeline stuff, and because it has everything in it that Federation vs. Xeon does, it has a lot of one-year war content. Now, the difference between this and Federation vs. Xeon is that Federation vs. Xeon has more mission variety, and you're not playing as one of the canon characters. You're just playing as a dude. But Federation vs. Xeon has some charm, too. You have, like, Cassilia and Girin, like, assign you stuff, give you stuff. If you lose a mission, you lose a mobile suit. You have, like, a garage or, like, a hangar full of mobile suits. It is very charming. But when I played this game, I was like, I'm just going to play this game. Federation vs. Xeon would be worth beating or playing through on here. I think I would do that eventually. Encounters Mog, Soldiers of Sorrow, in my opinion, but that's just because I can sing along to it like a total idiot, or at least the parts that are in English. We'll be to encounters soon. We will be at Solomon and Albao Q. We're gonna have to fight the Big Zam here. New type evaluation E. Is that good or bad? I think that's bad. I think the game is telling me that I suck, but I think it's just mad that I'm using the Gundam hammer. Just can't handle that I'm using the superior weapon. And once we use the beam rifle or the hyper bazooka, who cares? If it wasn't for the Gundam hammer, I'd be trying to go around in the gun tank. Yeah, we get Soldiers of Sorrow again for inside Jabro. Jabro is 2 sections. We have to fight Char in this section, though. That will be a treat. He'll get mogged again by the Hyper Hammer. Usually he's pretty difficult, but not when you have the Hyper Hammer. It's actually harder fighting the Gundam when you're doing these routes as Char. It is a pain in the ass fighting the Gundam. Not too much of a pain in the ass. See, the Gundam can't transform and run away from you. Nothing from the one-year war can. Man, our chain and our ball went right through the Ack guy. This dude is immune, but not for long. Oh, the music changes. This is based. I love this song. The trumpets. Too bad we're going to defeat him before it can really kick in. Or not. Oh shit, I just got hit by Kai. The gun cannon just tagged me in the ass. Friendly fire goes both ways. Doesn't really happen too much. It's not like Fallout 1 and 2 where you will routinely get executed by your companions. Alright, well, Char's dead. Trilogy's over, I guess. We have permanently changed both the Zeta Gundam timeline. There's no Char's counterattack. Unfortunately, because there's no Char's counterattack since we just killed Char, Quest will continue to live. And I'm sorry about that. I wasn't really thinking of the long-term consequences when I hit that red mobile suit with my big-ass spiky ball on a... Did I almost say ball on a stick again like it's a fucking corn dog? It's on a chain. Getting mogged by the Zegok. Come on, buddy, get up. He dodged it? Nani? Oh, by the way, in these missions where you have to deplete the enemy's forces, when you kill one of the named characters, instead of just getting them to retreat, you get a nice chunk of that cut off. So if they just retreat, you're going to have to be fighting these guys for a little longer, these no-names that just exist to get whipped with the spiky-ass ball on a chain, not on a stick. It's not something that you can go buy at the fair. Corn dogs are good, though. Yeah, this is war, Amuro. You've been murdering people with that hammer for, like, I don't know, oh, Slager's route. Do we want to do that, guys? You get the G-Fighter. You get to kill the Big Zam with a G-Fighter. You know what? Let's try it. Let's see if we can beat the Big Zam with the G-Fighter. Now, unfortunately, we can't do any suicide attacks with this thing. Oh, we only have to deplete the enemy bar. This won't be that hard. Coming around for a strafe on this guy. Fuck. As you can see, this is a lot different than the game. Oh. As you can see, this is why these things get mogged. The Gundam universe, they suck. Okay. It's hard to control. This thing can really only kill stuff from far away. You gotta like get away from the enemy and then like angle everything. Like as you can see, it doesn't shoot downwards. Actually fires from the two guns. Oh no, he's launching the Big Zam. Dozel's coming out in the Big Zam. Oh, there he is. Do we even deal damage with that? Trying to launch my missiles and shit. Okay, I think he's taking damage. Yeah, he's been taking damage. We can actually get the Big Zam with this. And probably do it. Ah, I missed. Aiming this thing is probably the biggest issue. Normally when you fire, it goes where you shoot. Not with this thing. Now there's some sub-weapons that act this way too, but none of them are as bad as this and any of the fighters in the game. Maybe if we stay on the ground. Listen, if I can do this, I can deal with the bad controls of the other games. Better get used to the bad controls now. while we're playing a game with good controls. He's almost dead, actually. Shit. Ah, there you go. Wow, Slayer didn't even have to die to kill him. Whoa, the Zaku's... Hey, Zaku was taking a ride for a second. Amuro, can you stop calling me an idiot, by the way? It's kind of annoying. I just defeated the Big Zam. Zeon's secret weapon. I beat it single-handedly. I don't got no Gundam. And you're not even using the Hyper Hammer, so shut up. The AI is stupid in this game. He's using a beam weapon. Huh, what a loser. Oh, we mogged that Gelgoog. I was not expecting to hit that. The controls for this thing are just very clumsy. Once you get into the loop of it, you can hit things, but, I mean, this map is not conducive to that. When they go down there, they're basically impervious. I can't really shoot downwards. But fortunately, Amuro can finish the job for us. Goodbye, Rickdom. 10,000 points for that, so they do reward you for using the shitty units. G Bull, oh great. Yeah, well, we'll go back to the Amuro route for now. You know what, we'll use the gun cannon. Try something new. Whoa, this is cool. We're on top of this guy. Keep this up, and that will be cool. Oh. Well. We gotta play the game the normal way now. We can't have that guy giving us a taxi. That was like some modern cavalry shit. That's what we need more of. Mechs riding on... You know, that's a whole thing in Gundam. What am I talking about? Forget what they're called, but... You know what I'm talking about. The Gators, the, that's what the Titans version is called. But I forget what the normal ones are. I know that there's a whole kit for them, too. They use them for atmospheric flight. Shouldn't have shot when he was in Invuln. We're now getting mogged by a Rickdom, but it's okay. We can kick. Hey, Dozel. Ooh, wow! The Big Zam has a weakness. It's called the gun cannon. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay, I'll kill some Zakus while I'm waiting for that. Did you see how fast that reloaded? Okay, maybe the gun cannon is better than the Gundam. That's it. I'm gun cannon gang. This thing has a damage output that's out of this world. Wait till Char sees this thing. The Zeong is not going to last a second. It's good for long range? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's good for everything. Why didn't they just mass... Well, they did mass produce the gun cannon, but... How's the Gundam better than this thing? I mean... Obviously in canon and in lore, the gun cannon is like an artillery unit. Buddy, I'm playing the video game, which seems like more like canon to me. The video game, this thing mogs at close range. Look, Gelgoog, taken care of without issue, man. That guy didn't stand a chance. I just had the two cannons come down, boom. He is dead. No escaping. Not so fast. Oh shit. Okay, we're getting mogged by that Beam Naginata. The Beam Naginata is cool. I don't know why that didn't become like standard. Do you think that would become standard to have like a cooler weapon than just a normal Beam Saber? That thing can spin. When you're using that in this game, you can literally block projectiles and beams by spinning the Beam Naginata in front of yourself. It's extremely cool. So this is war. Yeah, Amuro, we know. You say that every time. Cosmic Glow. Alright, guys, so this is the mission with Lala. So we have to save her. We have to save that curry pussy. That way we can get a new alternative route. We're going to use the gun cannon, and we're going to make sure that this curry pussy doesn't die. We're not going to attack her. Junior mobiles. I wish they were in the game. There are no junior mobiles in the game. They just made models of them for no reason. They're not in the game. It's cool that they made models of them. Anyway, so our goal right now is to just kill these Rickdoms and make sure that Lala isn't killed by Sayla. So Sayla better not kill Lala, because if she does, we're going to miss out on an alternative timeline. And we're going to have to do this again until she doesn't kill Lala. It's more likely that Lala will try to, well, Lala will be trying to kill us. It doesn't really matter if Sayla dies. There is a requirement for early charge counterattack that requires both of them to die, but we don't have to worry about that yet. There's Lala. We got Here Comes Char playing. This is good. This would be great if I wasn't in the fucking gun cannon. Makes no sense being in the gun cannon. But this is the meta, guys. When I become the only speedrunner of this game, this is the meta. Gun cannon meta. Let's defeat Char. It will make things easier. Those fucking bits are loud. They're just like, you can hear them zooming about. Listen, Char, you might have hit me with your Naginata, but I have these big-ass cannons. What are you gonna do about that, huh, tough guy? Ow. Hey, Lala, can you stop shooting at me? I thought we were friends. Oh, oops. I hit Lala. I might actually kill her. Some GM just lost its head. Took my spare health. Alright, Char is gone, which means we just need to wait for the Rickdoms to spawn in and hope nobody decides to kill Lala while I'm not looking. Damn, this Rickdom is just tanking my my double shots. There we go. Lala, go away. Hey, GM, can you stop hitting her? I'm trying to unlock something in the video game, bro. Just let her kill you. The gun cannon is better on ground, I'm learning. Lala, stop chasing me. I do not want to kill you. I have to save the curry pussy. It's important. Oh man, I'm getting mogged right now. As you can see, keeping those bits alive kind of makes things a little more difficult, but okay, one more Rickdom, I figure. This GM is just stealing my health. Buddy, get your own new type power. Stop taking my recover. One more Rickdom, I was wrong. Lala, go away. I think I'm just barely going to do it. Because Lala... I think I'm just barely gonna do it, because Lala seems like she's gonna die. I mean... Whew, there we go. That Elmeth just takes damage. Even if it's gonna kill those GMs, it's just gonna keep taking damage. So I'm glad we got it this time and I didn't have to do that again. Lala survives scenario. We're going to go down this one, and then we'll go back through the normal one, because this unlocks the most stuff. We're going to go back to the Hyper Hammer. Oh, here we go. Best song in the game. Encounters.
Please hang on.
That nigga hit the wrong guy, dude. Pulling out that heat hawk on me? Go away. Let's go get that Rick Tom. Waiting for the invuln is probably the most annoying thing in this game. I would prefer if the invuln only applied to the bosses or something. I would love to just mog the no-names and just be able to kill them after I knock them down. But it would make the game a lot easier. Oh boy, now we have to deal with the bits, and we have to deal with the hands. As you can see, this scenario is a little harder because both Char and Lala are here. You have to deal with the Elmeth, and you have to deal with Char. Now, of course, once you kill Char, it's over. He's the boss here. Get back where you are. What? What happened there? He had so much health. Proof positive that the Hyper Hammer is the best weapon in the game. We were in that mission for 90 seconds. I think he got hit by his own weapon. His own, like, hand blast and the bits and the Hyper Hammer. It must have been critical damage. As you can see, this unlocks a whole new route where Amuro starts with the Ayug. So he's not part of Kara, but he's with the Ayug. So this is getting us near the perfect route for Ayug. And as you can see, we now have Amuro joins Ayug routes for everybody. Amuro joins Ayug, Amuro joins Ayug, etc. Now there's a secret route. However, I don't think we can do it yet. But if we do this route and we let Sayla die and Lala die, we unlock like a Char's counterattack early route. However, I don't think we can get that this early on. I'm going to go ahead and try it. I'm going to see if by letting both of them die, we unlock the early Char's counterattack. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. However, I think it might be the Char route where you have to kill Sayla and let Lala die. I don't know if it's Amuro, but you know, if it doesn't work, that's fine. We can just continue on with the new Amuro joins Ayug stuff, which we'll be doing on Camille, because we want to get the Camille perfect completion. That way we can move on to the Titans. Once we have the perfect completions for all of the, for the Ayug, the Titans, and Zeon, then we can start filling in the blanks with the non-essential stuff. Okay. This time we're destroying the curry pussy. I'm gonna wait for our bazooka to charge up. Because bazooka's got batteries, if you've heard. This bazooka kind of sucks. Oh, it does a lot of damage, though. We are going to kill this bitch easy. Maybe I should finish her off with the beam saber. That way it's a little... Oh, never mind. No chance to do that. Char, kill Sayla. I'm just gonna observe now. Let's see if Sayla can get killed by Char. I'll kill this. Oh wait, I don't want to kill this Rickdom. Oh, I gotta let this Rickdom kill Sayla. I don't think that's gonna happen. Go for it, Rickdom. Go away. Get Sayla. Get Sayla. I think it's the Char route. I think it's the Char route where you do this. Come on. Last time we played, Sayla got mogged by Lala. So maybe we should have let Lala survive until Sayla got. But I think this is the Char route you have to do this. Because if you have to do this on the Amuro route, it's extremely ghetto. And I don't remember it being this ghetto. But look, Sayla cannot deal with one Rickdom that's already been damaged. And that GM can't deal with it either. They really are reliant on the player. There's no way to check on Sayla's health. Yeah, I think I'm just going to close this out and wait to get the early Char's counterattack route when we have Char's Xeon route. I think I'll be streaming for another 30 minutes or so before I go ahead and sign off with this. So I'll be here for 30 more minutes of Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, and then I'm going to get off and make dinner and do some other stuff. But it's been fun. Also, we killed the GM with that. Or no, we didn't. I thought we friendly fired him. That would have been funny. So this is war. Yes, it is, Amuro. So for Amuro joins Ayug, it's pretty similar. We're going to use the Gundam Mark II because it wouldn't make sense to have the Zeta Gundam at this point in the story. We can't use the Zeta Gundam. It wouldn't make sense. Yeah, whatever. You can use the Zeta... You can, like, when you unlock the double Zeta Gundam as Amuro, you can use that in the one-year war missions, which is pretty funny. At least I think you can. You might not. They might not allow that, unfortunately. But as you can see, Amuro's here with Char, or Quattro, stealing the Gundam Mark II. And they have some unique dialogue. Next time I play, I'm going to use more new type abilities than Recover, because the other ones are fun. They have a cool little animation that plays with some dialogue. Look at this. There's Nemos. That's one thing you should notice. The Titans have Nemos. Why? These things look fucking stupid. Also, it doesn't make sense, because the Nemo is an Ayug invention. But what that should tune you into is that for these routes, the game's harder. The enemies, there's more enemies, the enemies have more health. It ramps up the difficulty. That's how this game works. The more you play, the more routes you unlock. The more routes you unlock, the harder it gets. Of course, that was a breeze, and most of these missions are going to be a breeze, but they do change enough. Anyway, now Camille can use the normal Gundam, which means we can go ahead and whip out the Hyper Hammer for the rest of the route. Well, not for the rest of the route, because we'll probably unlock some other stuff, like the Psycho Gundam or the Double Zeta, or, you know, a bunch of other cool toys, and we're going to want to use it. But look, double Gundams. We got two. We got two of the original Gundams. Except that Gundam isn't using the Hyper Hammer. What an idiot. Stupid idiot. Look at this. Look at this, Amuro. This thing mogs. Just use the Hyper Hammer. It's pretty good in versus too. I've played versus in Parsec, split screen versus on this against other people, friends, you know, and the Hyper Hammer, it gets the job done. So does the Sea Serpent on the Himbrabi, which we'll have some fun with during the Titans run. Now, I think I can beat the perfect Camille route in the next 30 minutes. I'd be surprised if I can't. Meanwhile, I'm getting mogged by Paptimus, so maybe not. Anyway, he's not the focus of this mission. I've got to kill these Hyzacs. He's going to leave eventually, just like he does in the show. He doesn't really stick around for a fight. Another thing that makes this game a little better than Federation vs. Zeon. Federation vs. Zeon, the white base will show up with the Gundam when you're doing a Zeon playthrough. You can't kill them. You literally cannot kill them. There's a lot of missions in that game that are just timed. You just have to survive. You have to make sure that Amuro and Kai and all the white base people don't kill you. In this, you can kill them. You're playing as Char, you're playing as Makuve, you're playing as Garma. You can just straight up destroy them. Of course, they're going to appear in the next episode or the next mission, but you don't have to worry about their infinite health pools annoying you for the entire mission. I'll use the Gundam Mark II's Hyper Bazooka. I want to see how that performs. How long have we been streaming? Hasn't felt too long. We've been at it for around 2 hours, so stop around 5:30, 5:35, 25 more minutes. Now, if I would have come up with this idea or had the Twitter account when I first started playing this game, that would have been fun. I would have definitely just streamed it off the bat, but I didn't. Also, it seems like the water makes the game slow down, at least on this type of rendering. Isn't too bad, though. You know what? It's time I use some melee. The animations are flashy, they're extremely fun to watch. If you hadn't come out, you wouldn't have died. That is such a baseline. I love how in Mecha the protagonists have to justify killing people or go out of their way to not try, like to not kill people. It's very corny, it's very cheesy. I do like when they're just like, okay, well, you know, I've got to do what I've got to do. You can hear me button mashing for the melee. That's what you got to do. You hit that triangle key as much as you can. Go away, Jared. I'm not going to focus on you. I'm going to focus on Capricorn because he's going to be a lot easier to kill. Also, they're in Ashamars this time. There we go. He's gone. Now, Jared, come on, buddy. You can get into a situation where when both units melee attack each other, they sort of block each other. It's cool. I don't think we've seen that yet. Right now I'm getting fucking gang raped. Fortunately, Amuro managed to kill the last designated enemy. That way we can win. The AI isn't useless. It's good to have the AI. It's good to have the companion doing things. The companions are very useful during the boss fights. Because they distract the boss, and because they distract the boss, you don't have to worry about the boss. You don't have to deal with him firing at you the entire time. He's going to be firing at your ally, but he's going to kill your ally eventually, and then you're going to have to fight him alone. Since he's also dealing a lot of damage to your ally, and probably you, your ally's probably going to steal your recover. And the recover is useful in boss battles. It's not useful here. There's really no reason to use it on the easier missions. Also, I do stumble over my words a bit. It's unfortunate. Can't really help it. I think I'm okay at talking during a stream, keeping things entertaining, but I certainly have my limits. I also don't know if YouTube's the best place for this, and I think I'm going to do a little poll and kind of ask around. We didn't get that many people watching. That's fine. I don't really care as long as we have at least a couple. But I don't know if YouTube's the best place to stream, or if I should stream this stuff on Twitch, or DLive, or any other platform. The only reason I can stream on this is because I've uploaded some shitposts to this channel. Because on YouTube, you can't just stream to begin with. You have to kind of unlock it. Which is kind of lame, but I guess what they did that for is because of all the channels that were streaming like cartoons. You could get like 24/7 Ed and Eddie streams. Here I am talking about Ed and Eddie live streams while, you know, our man just died. He's gone. Supposed to be sad, you know, the music changed and everything. Get up, Buran. And the invulns are gone, but he dodged it. That big beam rifle hits hard. There we go. But yeah, I can make a Twitch or a DLive for this or anything like that. I know that Twitch is way more lenient with live streaming. For example, I'm sure if I was playing music in the background for some of the games that don't have the best soundtracks, I would get in trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if this video, after the stream is over, has copyright claims on it for the music that's in the game. It might not, it might. YouTube is easy though, and I can do it without much issue, but I'm gonna have to look into it. Anyway, the timer ran out, so we win. We got a lot of battle points. I haven't really used them for anything. I think when we get like the double Zeta as Camille, I'm just gonna put all of my points into the double Zeta, because it's absurd. It's just as overpowered as you'd expect it to be. Of course, because this game plays like a fighting game, everything can mog everything. The double Zeta is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not the end-all. It has some disadvantages compared to other suits. For example, the Gundam Mark II. The Gundam Mark II has the reloading feature. I think I brought that up when we first started the stream. Everything else recharges. Like, for example, we only get 2 shots with this thing before we gotta wait. Yeah, now we gotta wait. Thanks, Amara. I like how Camille, you know, encounters 4, and she's just destroying Hong Kong City coming after him. It's very funny to me. I love that sort of like mindless destruction. I mean, it's played for it's played seriously in Zeta, but bringing up Votons, I love how in the battling arenas there's always a shot where the machine gun fires or a rocket launcher fires, and they shoot a bunch of people watching the fighting in the crowd. It's just very entertaining to me. Like, nobody's really fazed by it. It's just like, oh, okay. It's just an accepted reality of life. And I imagine that in Gundam, there's just so much, you know, there's colonies being dropped, colonies getting gassed, big-ass robots everywhere, mega particle cannons, all this crazy shit. You would just get used to things getting destroyed. It would just seem standard. I don't think militaries would really care. Good use of the sub-weapon there. I haven't been using the sub-weapons that much. Vulcans suck in this. There's no reason to use your Vulcans. It's why the Zeta is best with the Hyper Mega Launcher. Not because the Hyper Mega Launcher is better than the Beam Rifle, but just because the Hyper Mega Launcher comes with the missile launchers as your sidearm. I love the transforming in this game. It's just very smooth. And once he gets out of his invuln, yeah, okay. Now we'll wait for him to get out of his invuln, and... ooh, he actually out-meleeed me. That guy got shot in the foot, if you look at where the beam is. He got hit in the foot, and that killed him. I like how in this route, Amuro is using the original Gundam throughout the entire route. When he's your ally, he's always using the original Gundam. He won't use anything else. Even if you use the original Gundam, he's still going out in it.
It started.
Alright. We might have to defeat Paptimus here for the perfect route. So we have 1 minute and 57 seconds. I'm going to try and kill as many people as I can. That sounds really bad. But I'm going to try and kill all the named characters. Not let them retreat. Yes, we have to beat Paptimus. This is going to be hard. We're out of ammo, so we might as well melee him. All that matters right now is damage output. He's near an edge that's really bad. He's going to retreat at some point, I'm pretty sure. We don't want him to retreat, because then he'll succeed in his operation. Come on, Amuro. Let's mog him. Fuck. Okay, I gotta play this safe. Oh, thank you. He's been defeated. That means we win. That's great. I thought that was going to be a real bitch, but we got it first try, and on accident. That wasn't even my fault. Now it's just time to wrap up all these Gabaldis. Let's try... What? Emma? Emma didn't join the AUG. Well, I'm sorry. That means you gotta die. That's crazy. I never noticed that about this route, but Emma uses the Gundam Mark II, and she doesn't join the AUG. That's interesting. As you can see, they make every effort to change things up for a game where you're playing on the same map with the same mission a lot. Just with sort of different interesting what-ifs scenarios. Get up, Emma. I'm not finished. Sorry for anybody that is a fan of Emma for doing some waifu beating there, but it has to be done. Never mind. Paptimus is playing his, it's playing his message, and the ceasefire is occurring, but we defeated him. So theoretically, wait, what if it's because Amuro defeated him and I didn't defeat him? That would be real stupid, wouldn't it?
Emil here, I'm returning.
I guess we'll find out. Oh, nope. We prevented Operation Apollo. It still plays the audio, but we prevented Operation Apollo. So we're getting very close to the perfect route. Now we just have to do Kilimanjaro. Oh no, are we going to have to prevent 4 from dying again? Ah, hell no. We already got that route. You think that route's a thing in this route too? I don't think so. Now, it would be funny if I was wrong, but I'm just going to Look, we're gonna get rid of her. Camille's in murder mode, okay? He killed Emma, he killed Pathimus. This guy is going nuts. He's got his hyper mega launcher. He doesn't care. I'm sorry for... It's over, okay? Listen. Camille's got Fa to begin with, so... Now, if it says, ooh, there could be another route, which the game has a way of notifying you on the timeline that there's alternatives that you should try, then I will do this mission again without killing 4, but this will just make things far faster, much more expedient. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay, hi, Zach. Don't get in my way. Jared, go away. There we go. 4's gone. I like how it lets you try to fire when you have no ammo. It clicks like the gun's empty. It throws you off if you're not looking at your ammo and you're just doing things based on timing. It's sort of like, oh, I should shoot him. Ow. Jared, go away, man. I'm surprised I haven't had to tune anything yet. Normally you have to tune stuff, or when I first played this game, I tuned everything. I was using points all the time. It just makes the game easier, but now that I've played the game quite a bit, I don't really want the game to be easier, and tuning things would make it easier, and permanently easier. For example, if I tune the Zeta, then all the missions with the Zeta are just easier, and there's really no way for me to turn that off. Of course, the game has been balanced around you having to tune eventually, but you don't really have to. You can keep playing like this. Even with not maximum damage, because tuning does increase your damage against these boss guys. I'm still able to deal with Jared. He is a tough nut to crack. Lots of button mashing necessary. That's bad. Our Nemo keeps getting defeated. Anyway, Jared left. We can't shoot him. Even if I were to try to manual aim or anything to finish him off, once he retreats like that, he's gone. It's a missed opportunity, but at this point, there's nothing to gain from killing him, other than some points and a faster mission completion. There's no alternative routes for beating Jared here. You don't have to worry about that. So we just got to worry about this Marasai. Oh, wow, that was a good move. He dodged right when I fired. Invuln frames. There we go. Mission complete. Now we unlock the Psycho Gundam, which is pretty funny. Anyway, I'm going to save my game. And I think we will continue this later. Seems like the stream has fallen off anyway. I'm going to leave this video up. Whoa! For anybody watching right now, and for anybody watching in the future, I apologize for that. My microphone just fell, or almost fell. And I had to stop it, so I can imagine that was very unpleasant to the air. Anyway, I think I will eventually edit this video together, or take stuff from the streams and edit them into a more easily digestible video. But this was a good time. I think I'll do this again at on a future date. I'll probably set a more regular time for it. Oh, by the way, you earn points during the game that you can use to unlock side content. So you have to go through 2 save screens whenever you're saving, which is why switching between is a bitch until you beat all of the perfect routes. But anyway, I'll have some more details on the future streams on the Twitter. That's where I'm going to announce everything, is on the Twitter. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to be notified on YouTube. However, I might stream it on YouTube. I might stream it somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just trying to get my foot in the door with this type of stuff. A lot of you guys seemed interested on Twitter, so, you know, why not do it? I don't really care if we have 4 viewers, 8 viewers, or 80 viewers. I'll do this as long as a few people show up. So, until next time, everybody, and have a nice one.